Exclusive contract novel from Feilu Novel Network. Me, Gojo Satoru, starting as Uchiha Through Hokage, he also became Uchiha Itachi's younger brother and Sasuke's twin brother. Tiao Wu said that losing the youth jump is not a big deal, losing all the integrity is really deadly. Tiao Wu, who gained the 5 wisdom play system at the beginning, is destined to conquer the entire ninja realm. From then on, Kiba added a strange Uchiha. Uchiha Itachi. My foolish brother, do you still want to pull me in women's clothing to pay off my debt? Does she Maru? It's really interesting. Is there actually 6 eyes above the reincarnation eye? Tuanzang. This person who disrupts my plans and dares to call me *orange is unforgivable. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. Crossing the Fire Shadow and Activating the System. You are listening at novelfull.audio. When Tiao Wu regained consciousness, a faint sound of arguments echoed in his ear. Enough, no matter what, I must keep this child. This is a gentle and firm female voice. Just being born with white hair is definitely an ominous sign. Furthermore, our Uchiha family has never given birth to a child with blue eyes. How can you prove that he is our bloodline? A slightly aged male voice rang out. Why, just because he came out of my stomach, are you doubting me? The previous female voice rang out again, filled with determination and anger. Alright, this child will be called Uchiha Wu from now on. He is the second son of my Uchiha Fuyue, so there's no need to argue anymore. Ha! It seems like I heard something strange. Uchiha. Tiao Wu thought in a daze. Is it because young Jump has seen so much, even these absurd dreams have come to me? Forget it, let's just treat it as if nothing had happened. The shameful dream of such a young man was definitely not made by me, Tiao Wu. Thinking this way, Tiao Wu fell asleep again in a daze. After waking up again, Tiao Wu stared at the ceiling with a pair of pale blue pupils covered in white mist. Have I traveled? I also traveled to a high-risk world of Hokage. Can't we travel to a better place? Isn't it fragrant to reply to the sorcerer? Is the celestial object not good? This high-risk combat style does not match his towering temperament at all. Tiao Wu murmured in silence, but his eyes were as calm as a lake. He looked at the system that came with the passage. Host. Tiao Wu. World. Naruto. Unlocking the curse to return to the power ceiling template. 5 enlightenments. Unlocking percentage. 0, play points. 0, when the template progress reaches 10%, the first skill 6 eyes will be unlocked. Playing points can be used to redeem system mall items or redeem template progress. You can only redeem 1% of the template progress every 1000 points, this system is quite tricky. The system mall will randomly refresh different items every day. There are 3 random items for today, which are S.level sealed scroll, sweet tricolor meatballs, strawberry cheesecake. Oh my, what's the use of refreshing now? His playing points are only 0 for nothing. Tiao Wu looked dissatisfied at his bare playing points and fell into contemplation. Isn't it quite a coincidence? His name is Tiao Wu, and he also plays the role of Tiao Wu, but it is a mantra of Tiao Wu. It's quite interesting. Feeling the muscles on his face contracting in a physical sense, Tiao Wu turned his head and looked over 2-year-old Xiaodao is persistently poking his cheek. This can't be his brother, Uchiha Itachi, right? The person who will overthrow the entire family and commit the genocide in the future. It seems that in order to live well in the future and enjoy eating sweets, he also needs to earn his acting value well. Ahem. The 3 colored meatballs are sweet and delicate, with a firm and chewy taste. A fragrance permeates between the lips and teeth, making the harsh winter warm. Hiccup. Tiaowu took a long sigh of relief and leaned comfortably on the chair in the shop. Upon closer inspection, a prominent head of white hair covered half of his face with a black eye mask, and he sat lazily and casually in Uchiha's standard Tuanfan ethnic uniform. Wu, children can't eat so many sweets. A cute and serious young man walked to the door, staring at the stack of plates on the table that were far taller than a person with a displeased expression. Itachi, don't be so serious, aren't you eating the same? Tiaowu lay back and said nonchalantly. Wu, you should call me brother. I remember your pocket money has been confiscated. The 8-character pattern of Uchiha Itachi revealed a faint disapproval, and he looked at Uchiha Wu in confusion. Hey! Do you have it? There is indeed such a thing. Tiaowu nodded exaggeratedly, stood up with a playful expression on his face, and slowly walked towards Uchiha Itachi. Itachi! Shouldn't you take calcium supplements now? He leaned one hand on Uchiha Itachi's shoulder and said with a serious expression. Although he is only 5 years old and Itachi is almost 8 years old, it is unknown whether it is a genetic mutation, and the age difference of 3 years does not cause any height difference. Wu, you guy. Upon hearing these words, Uchiha Itachi seemed to have a well on his forehead. He wrinkled the 8-character pattern with both anger and laughter, and flicked his fingers together towards Tiaowu's forehead. Just as Itachi's fingers were about to touch Tiaowu. Whoosh! The figure of Tiaowu disappeared in an instant before my eyes. What? Disappeared? Uchiha Itachi's calm eyes flashed with a hint of surprise. However, the ninja's keen sense and long combat experience quickly revealed Tiaowu's aura. At the back. He suddenly looked back and saw Tiaowu standing behind him with a graceful posture. Hi! Itachi! Tiaowu warmly waved at Uchiha Itachi, with a bright smile on his face. I ran quite fast. Uchiha Itachi's serious face showed an appreciative expression. I didn't expect Wu to reach such a speed. Even he couldn't successfully capture the movement trajectory just now. Chapter 2. Obtaining Points, First Encounter with Uchiha Itachi. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Tiaowu smiled recklessly, holding a string of 3 colored meatballs in his mouth. He is brushing his role-playing points every day, unlocking his role-playing skills. Although only the 6 eyes and song skills have been unlocked now, they are still barely enough. Stop me, kid. Are you trying to escape the bill? A deafening sound sounded out of thin air. It turned out that the girl in the shop also quickly noticed the commotion here and hurried over. The red hem of her skirt swayed in the air with her soaring momentum, still carrying a broom in her hand. Wow, it's so imposing. Tiaowu exaggeratedly said. After speaking, he gently stroked his eye mask that was about to slide down, feeling the constant roar of his ears. Is this the legendary lion roar technique? Oh, do I look like the kind of person who can run away with bills? Okay. Noah, look, the person I mentioned who will pay has arrived. Tiaowu's face showed a youthful and sunny smile, and he took a brisk step to push the Itachi standing quietly beside him before he could react. I'll leave it to you, Itachi. Don't be too grateful to me. Keep going well. I believe in your strength. The strength of the wallet. That's definitely not possible. Juan, I'm sure he's not that kind of person. The girl was seduced by Tiaowu's killer-like smile, her face flushed and she shook her head repeatedly. The expression on her face disappeared instantly until she saw the serious Uchiha Itachi on her face and turned pale. Yuzhibo. 9 tails. No need, I don't want your money from Yuzhibo anymore. The girl was frightened by the unconscious murderous aura emanating from Uchiha Itachi's body, causing her to retreat and her expression to panic. She even murmured softly in her mouth. Tiaowu's face suddenly darkened, and his pale blue eyes no longer had the same casual smile as before. Uchiha works as a police officer in Kiba, responsible for maintaining the overall internal security and stability of the village, as well as arresting individuals with criminal tendencies. Perhaps due to job responsibilities and Uchiha's naturally arrogant personality traits, his relationship with other people in the village has never been close and harmonious. Disputes and misunderstandings often occur with each other, but even so, they can still barely get along. Until that incident, the nine-tailed attack on the village incident occurred. It seriously ignited conflicts between each other, and everyone began to dislike and fear the name Uchiha. Negative emotions and evil thoughts gradually spread in people's hearts and villages. So naturally, after the reconstruction of the village, the Uchiha clan received the order to relocate to the edge of the village. Internally, Uchiha was filled with unwillingness and anger towards this, and the atmosphere within the clan gradually suppressed and undercurrents surged. So the girl's reaction now is not at all what Wu Xiaowu expected, and her attitude is also the attitude of other people in the village. Why, boss lady, do you think I'm too handsome? Do you want to waive the bill? Although I also know that I look too handsome, after all, Wu Xiaowu, I am a serious person and cannot rely on my face to make a living. What should we do? Aha, let Itachi pay the bill. If he refuses to repay, let him come over in women's clothing and sell himself to pay off the debt. He's also quite good at women's clothing, you can trust my judgment. Wu Tiaowu blinked solemnly at the shop girl. At the same time, hear the system prompt sound ringing in your ear. Ding. Play as a point plus 100. Compared to the usual 5 o'clock or 5 o'clock increase in points, this has to be said to be a huge investment. Don't blame me for always liking to persecute you. There are too many system rewards. Wu Tiaowu thought without any hesitation. He doesn't know what guilt is, he has no conscience. Uchiha. The persecuted Uchiha Itachi's mouth twitched and he was speechless. For this brother who is too detached, he sometimes feels a headache. Is this really produced by the usually serious Uchiha family? It is completely impossible to predict his next second of operation. Perhaps their harmonious conversation moved the girl, who was no longer nervous, and her eyebrows relaxed again. No, I'm not an unscrupulous shop. I don't do such things, the girl said with a smile on her lips. It turns out that not all members of the Uchiha family are as terrifying as rumors. There are still some good people. At first, looking at Wu Tiaowu's blue eyes and white hair, she didn't dare to believe that he was from the Uchiha family. I didn't expect that they really belonged to the same family. Looking at Wu Tiaowu with a bright smile and Uchiha Itachi with a helpless face, the shop girl couldn't help but smile knowingly. It seems that his brother is worried. Uchiha Itachi took out the money bag in his hand and handed it to the girl in front of him. The money bag passed heavily and returned empty in the blink of an eye. Shouldn't this also be calculated by him? Don't look at him smiling on the surface, he is actually an incredibly talented person. For what he was really thinking inside, Uchiha Itachi said he couldn't see through it himself. Our small shop is full of young and old people who never have any private deductions. He ate all the sweets in our store. The girl nervously glanced at Uchiha Itachi, then hugged the coin and ran away. This is all the money she worked hard to earn, she can't be taken back. Chapter 3. Eating Lamian noodles with the Vortex Naruto. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. You scared people away. Wu Tiaowu shirked the responsibility without any guilt to Uchiha Itachi. Uchiha Itachi ignored his unreasonable words and continued to walk steadily forward. Can we find a partner after being so indifferent? Who is like me, so handsome and understanding that even the owner of the neighboring store couldn't help but ask my name? Wu Tiaowu was talking to Uchiha Itachi when suddenly he seemed to see something and stopped. Demon Fox, nine-tailed demon fox. Stay away from us, we won't do your business. A noisy sound came from the shop, and a small figure was driven out. The people who were discussing next to them scattered like beasts avoiding floods. I don't know who lost a mask and charged straight towards the golden-haired child standing in the middle of the road. Hey, I came quite promptly. Tiaowu bent down and handsome took the mask that was about to smash at the golden-haired child's face. He turned his hand twice and casually said. The surrounding crowd, who had not yet dispersed, couldn't help but discuss as the blindfolded young man approached the demon fox proactively. Don't get close to him, misfortune will happen. It's strange to be blindfolded, no wonder you talk to monsters. Look at his clothes, he's Yuzhibo. Surprisingly, it's Yuzhibo. Everyone hurriedly left this place, who didn't know the difficulty of Yuzhibo's guards. Tiaowu turned a deaf ear and ignored the discussions and panic of the crowd. Judging others recklessly with one's own shallow opinions, what a group of rotten oranges. Ding. Role-playing points plus 100. While playing Gojo, he is also influenced by the character's emotions. Big brother. The blonde child looked at the boy in front of him who was several years older than him and murmured. He didn't expect someone to take the initiative to help him, and his eyes gradually brightened. What's your name? Tiaowu asked knowingly. I am Naruto Vortex, Naruto replied loudly. Naruto had an indescribable fondness for the first blindfolded boy who came over to help him. A great name, Naruto, an amazing one. It seems that you will definitely make a great name for yourself in the future. Tiaowu held a lollipop he didn't know where to get it from and spoke vaguely. His Tsung skill has not been fully unlocked yet, and he occasionally feels weak when using it, requiring some sugar to replenish his stamina. Ha, really? Of course, I'm going to become the man of Hokage. Naruto's face was full of smiles. Do you want to have Lamian noodles in the future? He treats guests. Tiaowu pointed to the cold-looking Uchiha Itachi beside him and said seriously. Okay. Naruto happily answered Tiaowu. Although he is still young, he has developed an extraordinary intuition and sensitivity towards the emotions of others. Obviously, they all have no malicious intent. Yao Lamian noodles is really delicious. Naruto shouted loudly after finishing his last sip of soup. Really? The noodle shop owner turned around with a smile when he heard the voice. Of course it's true. This is the best Lamian noodles I've ever tasted. He gestured earnestly while speaking. There will be a Lamian noodles contest here soon, and remember to come. Uncle Lamian Noodles said kindly. Don't worry, I will definitely do it. Naruto earnestly promised, then turned to look at Tiaowu. Big brother, are you coming to participate? Steel blue eyes flickered in the sunlight. It sounds very interesting, both Itachi and I went to participate. That's the decision. Tiaowu put his hands together and made a decision. Don't make decisions for others without authorization. Uchiha Itachi looked at Tiaowu with a helpless expression. Even if it's my younger brother's request, it's not possible. Ah, look, he agreed, Tiaowu answered Naruto as he listened. Is this a promise, big brother? He doesn't seem to agree. At this time, Naruto, who was still young, did not understand what talking to himself was. Alright, that's how we agreed. See you next time. After Tiaowu finished his final farewell, he casually left with Uchiha Itachi. Today was really unlucky not to see Itachi's women's clothing. The beautiful little sister was also scared away by Itachi and met a group of people who were talking to themselves. But it's good to have delicious Lamian noodles as compensation. Stop making trouble. Uchiha Itachi's innocent face was full of helplessness. Oh, that's just unfair to me. But what do you think of that incident just now? Tiaowu ended his casual laughter and casually asked a question. Just now. Uchiha Itachi's expression darkened for a moment, and he understood his unfinished meaning. Anyone relies on their own knowledge and cognition and is bound to live by them. That's called reality. But knowledge and cognition are ambiguous things, and reality may just be a flower in the mirror and a moon in the water. People live in their own obsession. Don't you think so? Ah, so that's how you think. Tiaowu bit the lollipop in his mouth and said vaguely. Chapter 4. Fire Escape. The Art of Haohuoqiu. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. After they returned home together, Uchiha Itachi immediately received orders to go out and carry out the mission. Sasuke at the door looked disappointed when he saw his older brother returning and quickly leaving. Really, the one who promised to teach me how to escape, but also broke the promise, Sasuke said with a disappointed and stubborn expression. Looking at Sasuke in front of me, who would be sad and upset because of his brother's breach of contract, and recalling his twisted personality and strong sense of revenge later on. Tiaowu couldn't help but marvel at how time ages people. Itachi is not a human being. However, this is a world where strength is paramount, and we still need to constantly exercise and improve our strength. In addition, the level of performance should not be neglected, and a dual approach should be taken. Tiaowu came to his senses and sighed as he looked at Sasuke, who was still in a daze. Hey! What about me, second brother? Can't you see? Tiaowu bit the lollipop in his mouth until it was thin and broken, and said discontentedly. Second brother, the last time you taught me to control chakra, you kicked me into the water, Sasuke said angrily. Hey! Is there anything? Isn't that for you to learn and control chakras faster? Tiaowu cleverly argued, never mentioning any damage done to play points. I fell ill the next day, Sasuke gritted his teeth and said earnestly. Your immune system is really weak. As a ninja, you actually fell ill, causing me to be hunted down 3 streets. Tiaowu said with lingering fear. It's really scary. It turns out that women are so scared when they get angry. Why don't you say I'm only 3 years old and you've been soaking me in the river water for another day? Sasuke said coldly. Sometimes I really want to open my second brother's mind and see what's inside. I just want to tell you that learning is very important, Tiaowu said with a lot of nonsense. By the way, don't you want to learn Fire Escape? The family discount offers free teaching for you. Tiaowu waved the lollipop in his hand and said incoherently. Sasuke was stunned at the words. Although his second brother always played tricks on him, he still had some strength. That's what you said, Sasuke's eyes were full of hope. Tiaowu brought Sasuke to the riverbank and said, Alright, let's start teaching now. As soon as the words fell, a huge flame burned on the lake's surface for a long time before it could dissipate. Under the 6-eye control that allows for the flow of spells and power, various ninjutsu performances are incredibly smooth. As long as he has enough strength, he can freely and accurately release various ninjutsu techniques. So strong. Second brother is really strong. Watching the blazing flames on the lake, Sasuke's eyes seemed to be lit up. Alright, I'm done teaching. You've learned it now. Tiaowu finished his teaching and spoke seriously to Sasuke. Second brother, are you serious? Are you sure that was teaching just now? Just one time without an explanation. Based on Sasuke's momentary memory just now, he just learned how to print. As for how chakra works, second brother didn't teach it at all. Why can't my students be smarter and self-study to succeed? Let me, as a teacher, teach diligently over and over again. Is there a better teacher in the world than me? Tiaowu sighed and continued, listen carefully. Concentrate chakra, inhale it into the chest cavity from the mouth, temporarily stop flowing, and then exhale it in one breath. So it's done, isn't it very easy to understand? Tiaowu sighed repeatedly. Sasuke couldn't help but feel his veins bulging as he watched Tiaowu's confident expression, but it was indeed quite understandable. Unexpectedly, when my second brother was teaching seriously, he was quite skilled. Sasuke followed the posture of Tiaowu just now to perform a fire escape. A small flame burst out of his mouth in an instant. "Wow, what a cute little fireball," Tiaowu said with a stick reading. "Damn it, second brother." The disappointment just now was instantly swept away, replaced by anger. "Are you foaming now?" Tiaowu suddenly realized that Sasuke's voice was not correct. "No, didn't I just teach you how to use chakra to form a protective film in your mouth to prevent burns?" Tiaowu pondered seriously for a few seconds. "So it can be prevented. You bastard didn't say anything at all." Sasuke's face suddenly turned blue and black, and he gritted his teeth as he spoke. "Surprisingly, I was fooled again. Ding. Play as a point plus 100. On the way to being chased by Sasuke, Tiaowu heard a familiar system prompt sound. Open the system panel. He calmly checked the personal panel of the system. Host. Tiaowu. World. Naruto. Unlocking the curse to return to the power ceiling template. 5 enlightenments. Unlocking percentage. 11%. Skills. 6 eyes, full version, song, incomplete. Acting points. 1300, at present, he has acquired 2 skills, one is 6 eyes and the other is song. The abilities of 6 eyes include 360-degree long-range vision, even from the back, can be seen without any visual problems even from a distance. Can directly determine whether the other party is a ninja or other capable person. Being able to see through the opponent's ninjutsu. It is possible to directly track or predict the trajectory of power. It allows the holder to perform precise operations. Obstructing vision will not hinder vision. Song's abilities include: the attraction centered on Song can produce a maximum output of negative infinity, similar to a small black hole. When starting, there is no need to seal it, it can be started multiple times and accurately oriented. Instantaneous movement, high-speed movement, long-distance rapid movement. However, as his level of play has not yet reached the standard, he is currently receiving an incomplete version of the Tsang skill, which has cooldown and skill limitations. Tiaowu put away the system panel and slightly raised the corner of his mouth. It seems that the acting points he has earned recently are enough for him to sweep through the system mall. Has anyone seen this theme? You are listening at Novel Full.audio. I found this topic quite interesting, so I wrote it. I still have a draft in my hand. If no one reads it, saving it will be a waste. Post a rule for adding more here. 100 flowers and 1 chapter more. 10 evaluation votes plus 1 more chapter. 10 comments and 1 more chapter. 1 reward and 1 chapter more. 1 monthly pass with 1 more chapter. Everyone has flower review tickets, come crazy and throw them at me. I found this topic quite interesting, so I wrote it. I still have a draft in my hand. If no one reads it, saving it will be a waste. Post a rule for adding more here. 100 flowers and 1 chapter more. 10 evaluation votes plus 1 more chapter. 10 comments and 1 more chapter. 1 reward and 1 chapter more. 1 monthly pass with 1 more chapter. Everyone has flower review tickets, come crazy and throw them at me. I found this topic quite interesting, so I wrote it. I still have a draft in my hand. If no one reads it, saving it will be a waste. Post a rule for adding more here. 100 flowers and 1 chapter more. 10 evaluation votes plus 1 more chapter. 10 comments and 1 more chapter. 1 reward and 1 chapter more. 1 monthly pass with 1 more chapter. Everyone has flower review tickets, come crazy and throw them at me. I found this topic quite interesting, so I wrote it. I still have a draft in my hand. If no one reads it, saving it will be a waste. Post a rule for adding more here. 100 flowers and 1 chapter more. 10 evaluation votes plus 1 more chapter. 10 comments and 1 more chapter. 1 reward and 1 chapter more. 1 monthly pass with 1 more chapter. Everyone has flower review tickets, come crazy and throw them at me. I found this topic quite interesting, so I wrote it. I still have a draft in my hand. If no one reads it, saving it will be a waste. Post a rule for adding more here. 100 flowers and 1 chapter more. 10 evaluation votes plus 1 more chapter. 10 comments and 1 more chapter. 1 reward and 1 chapter more. 1 monthly pass with 1 more chapter. Everyone has flower review tickets, come crazy and throw them at me. Chapter 5. Unexpected reliability. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Yo, Sasuke. Is the speed okay? Tiao Wu lay lazily on the branch, holding a lollipop in his mouth, speaking vaguely. At this moment, Sasuke, who had already caught up, withdrew his gaze from exploring the surroundings and looked up at the second brother on the branch. Originally here. Humph. Sasuke let out a soft snort and the corners of his mouth curved slightly. Obviously, he was not completely touched by the praise just now. Sooner or later, it will surpass you. I was just born too late. If born earlier, it will definitely be stronger. Even stronger than second brother. Sasuke thought defiantly. It's a little faster than crawling like a snail on the road. It's really not easy, it's amazing. Ha ha ha. Tiaowu let out mocking laughter on the tree. Damn it. Second brother. You come down. Sasuke's eyes were splashed with sparks, and the baby's plump cheeks were filled with anger, with his mouth pursed in a straight line. You come down. Hey. But the sunshine here is nice, it's perfect for sleeping in. I'm really tired today, I need to take a break first. Tiaowu rested his hands and casually closed his eyes. The sunlight shuttled through the dense branches and leaves, gently sprinkling on him. Birds occasionally fly by, emitting clear melodies, and everything looks so peaceful. Bastard second brother. You just slept through like this. Sasuke widened his eyes and looked at his second brother who was already asleep in disbelief. Did he just fall asleep like this? Tired. How could he possibly be tired today? How could a ninja's strong physical fitness easily tire out? And he didn't participate in the ethnic training today, nor did he have heavy spiritual practice. Why did you just fall asleep like this? In the morning, my second brother boasted that practical work was the best teacher, so he skipped the class and went out. When I came back, I only taught him a few simple sentences. Done has only been used once. How could it be tiring? Even his training volume exceeded that of his second brother. This guy. I'm afraid he is the most leisurely person in the whole clan. Sasuke thought indignantly, suddenly realizing that the people around him were looking at them curiously. This is ethnic training ground. Returning to the center of the tribe so quickly. I just visited my second brother and didn't see so many people around me. Isn't that right? They saw through all the previous arguments. Damn it. Sasuke's cold face instantly showed cracks. That's Uchiha and his brother. Wearing the Tuan Fan ethnic uniform, a standard black and straight girl saw the scene just now. That's right, it's Uchiha, you. The girl next to her responded. Uchiha is quite famous among their peers. Not only because of his exceptional strength, but also because of his bad and narrow-minded personality. He is so narrow-minded that he doesn't seem like a Uchiha. But for some reason, everyone was more convinced of him. He seems to be a rather strange presence among everyone. As long as he is present, everyone feels at ease as if they have a backbone. Although 80%, oh no, 99% of the trouble is caused by him. But when there is only 1% left, he will be incredibly reliable. the girl secretly thought in her heart. If Tiaowu had known the thoughts in her heart, he would have replied without hesitation. Of course, this is because I am the strongest. Ujibo. The tribal elder Ujibwa, who was responsible for the part of ethnology, also heard the voice and rushed over. You come down here, don't let me repeat it a second time. It's a great shame. This is the first time someone has openly escaped from his class. Although it was a momentary carelessness, after all, it was the student who ran away from me. Other old friends all laughed and joked when they saw him. Fire escape, the art of the giant fireball. Uchiha quickly formed a seal with his bare fingers and successfully completed AC.level ninjutsu. Stinky kid, I see if you can get down. The intense fire burned down the huge trees with a loud roar. Is it really good to not love protecting flowers and plants like this, old man? Tiaowu jumped up and disappeared from the tree in the blink of an eye, coming to the front of Ujibakong. Can it be that someone has recently reached old age, feeling overwhelmed and under too much pressure, which is why they have hit me, an innocent young man, with this ruthless hand to vent their inner pressure? Wu Tiao realized a serious way of chanting. What does it mean to be a person until old age, feeling overwhelmed? He's only in his 30s, isn't he old at all? Ujibakong was so angry that he wanted to vomit 3 liters of blood. I don't know why a serious person like Fuyue would give birth to such a child, it's really killing me. AC.level fire escape is called this ruthless move. He has already withdrawn his hand. Besides, how could it be that someone else is still on the side that Ujibo might have an accident? However, how did he just come down? I don't seem to see it very clearly. Humph, the clan leader asked you to come over. Ujibakong calmed down and suppressed the anger in his heart triggered by this stinky guy. He showed a meaningful smile. You kid, wait. Seeking flowers, seeking evaluation tickets, seeking monthly rewards tickets, seeking everything. Chapter 6. Secret Talks in the Study. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Second brother. Sasuke stopped Tiaowu, his eyes also showing some concern. He won't be beaten to death by his father, will he? Sasuke, do you also want to go together? Tiaowu smiled brightly. It seems that what is about to be faced is not a majestic and angry father, but a relaxed and joyful trip. I don't want it, Sasuke decisively refused. He won't be fooled by his second brother again. Hello, go ahead, Sasuke said coolly. Oh. Tiaowu was somewhat surprised and sighed. Forget it, forget it. The bigger it is, the less fun it becomes. He walked aimlessly towards his father's study. Although Uzibo Fuyue is the father of the 3 of them, he is also the head of the Uzibo clan. There are too many tasks to handle in daily life, so the time given to the 3 of them is naturally very limited. Except for leaving extra attention time for the eldest son, all other children are also raised in a free range. After all, he needs to consider the livelihood and prosperity of his family, and has no time to worry about others. If it weren't for finding him today, he wouldn't have paid attention to this child. Do you know why I called you over today? Fuyue looked at Tiaowu with a cold and serious gaze. If I knew, what else would I come here for? Tiaowu said lazily. It seems that there is no sense of the power or oppression of that gaze. You're very good, kid. He can now fully understand the complex emotions in his heart when he came to talk to him today. Fuyue felt proud of his courage and heart. We, the Uchiha clan, are born to be so fearless and calm. Kong said he doesn't look like a Uchiha at all, but it doesn't seem to be so now. Why didn't you attend the ethnic class today? Fuyue's voice couldn't hear any joy or anger. It is indeed because of this matter. Practice has given me true knowledge since ancient times. I went to search for experts and practice through practical combat. Tiaowu stroked his eye mask and said seriously. Fuyue's mouth twitched, looking for a master. Do you think I don't know about your sweeping the dim sum house on South Street? Don't we have the expert you want in our Azibo clan? Do you need to search outside the tribe? Tiaowu still had a smile on his face, but his eyes seemed to cross the clouds and see through the truth of the world. Wow, both within and outside the clan. Father, is your attitude too obvious? What do you mean? Fuyue suddenly became alert. Is he also aware of changes within the clan? Or is it that he, like Itachi, is more eager to dedicate himself to the village? Obviously, the transformation of his child's personality is not imperceptible to him. Compared to his family, does Wu also yearn for the village more? Fuyue's eyes suddenly sharpened. With a heavy and imposing momentum, he charged straight towards Tiaowu. I didn't mean that. Tiaowu's face remained unchanged and he spoke to himself. I met a group of children today while rushing to buy the limited edition luxury 3-color meatballs. They insisted on arguing about eating candy. If I didn't leave, my limited edition meatballs would be gone, so I gave them 1 candy each. After giving this candy, they argued and demanded it, so I punched each other again, and everyone was satisfied. It can be seen that children cannot get used to it. The more they get used to it, the worse it becomes. Political power emerges from the barrel of a gun, and the use of force is something that cannot be easily discarded. If pleading and bowing can save one's life, then abandoning self-esteem and losing face is also unknown. But even if we lose our soul and spine, we cannot drive away the jackals and wolves. Then we still need the knives and swords in our hands to guard our own heaven and earth. He doesn't feel disgusted with Fuyue's approach, but he also doesn't think it's a good method. Although the family's approach went astray, not all of them would have to die. The vast majority of those within the tribe who advocate war are for higher rights and greater interests. They are no longer satisfied with what they have and want to continue dividing the huge cake of the leaves. But there are still many innocent people who are unknowingly drawn into this turmoil, with no choice. Even most people, like Fuyue, are framed and moving forward, even if they know that the floods ahead are towering, they have no choice. These people shouldn't just die like this. Died at the hands of such a young man on that night of extermination. Tiaowu's answer clearly exceeded Fuyue's expectations. He relaxed his expression and let out a long sigh. So you also think so? I believe you have also noticed the actions within the family. The Yuzhibo family has gradually become estranged from the entire village. Having strong power is bound to be accompanied by fear and rejection around us. Nowadays, I can no longer accommodate the Uchiha clan. We, the Uchiha clan, are born with pride and will never be allowed to bow down. If we erase our claws and sharp blades, we lose our soul and dignity. Yuzhibo once lost this, now I want to find him back. Fuyue's gaze grew darker and his tone became more meaningful as he spoke. Pushi. The words are quite beautiful. A powerful force will inevitably accompany fear, and you are too arrogant, Dad. Tiaowu smiled and broke the silence of the room. Seeking flowers, seeking evaluation tickets, seeking monthly rewards tickets, seeking everything. Chapter 7. He has the shadow of his ancestors on him. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Tiaowu and Yuzhibo talked to Fuyue for a long time, and Sasuke at the door was waiting anxiously. Second brother, why haven't you come out yet? Will he not be disabled by his father? Strange, why hasn't there been any movement at all? While Sasuke was whispering in secret, the door to the study slowly opened. Hi. Isn't this Sasuke? How can I eavesdrop here? Tiaowu still smiled brightly, without any gloom. What eavesdropping? I wouldn't do such a thing, Sasuke stuttered. Oh, really? Anyway, the study is full of barriers, and you can't even hear them if you want, said Tiaowu. Second brother, what were you and your father talking about just now? Sasuke asked in confusion. Why did he come out unscathed? Moreover, the expression on my father's face was unprecedentedly relaxed and appreciated. Sasuke still remembers the expression on his father's face when his second brother pushed open the door just now. Appreciate what? Appreciate second brother skipping classes. This shouldn't be. Sasuke's serious and childish face was full of confusion and doubt. Upon seeing the departure of Tiaowu and Sasuke, Uchiha Fuyue pushed open the window and let out a long sigh. There is an indelible appreciation in the eyes. On the child of Uchiha, he seemed to see the wisdom of his predecessor Uchiha Chuanai and the chest between the god of the ninja realm, Kienshozu. Perhaps he will be the hope and retreat of the current Uchiha clan. As for that name, Fuyue did not continue to think about it. He is the one who brings about bloody storms. Second brother, where are we going? Sasuke looked at Gojo Wu in confusion. He had originally planned to continue practicing ninjutsu and wielding swords. Unexpectedly, he was pulled out of the clan by his second brother. I'll take you to squat on the weasel. Do you want to do it or not? Tiaowu had a bright smile on his face, and his six-eyed perception made him know that Itachi had completed the task and returned. Squatting weasel. Sasuke repeated in confusion. Yes, we quietly walked over and waited quietly, and we could immediately catch a lively weasel. How do you feel? Tiaowu's face was sunny and he smiled as he spoke. Second brother, your statement is really. There is no such description of a person. Sasuke silently spat out his frustration and looked at his second brother in front of him with a headache. I have to admit my own brother even if I die. Tiaowu took Sasuke on a journey of squatting weasels, but suddenly he felt something was wrong. Someone had been following him. Although six eyes could clearly distinguish the people around him, there were too many people just now and he didn't pay attention. Someone was following and observing him. Until now, he turned to the right road, and the people behind him still followed suit. The person who came was actually Kakashi. What did he do with me? Is it because I approached Naruto in the morning? Tiaowu suddenly guessed the point. Perhaps due to guilt or political considerations, the three generations have never been less focused on Naruto. Uchiha unexpectedly approached the human-powered pillar Naruto, and he immediately became alert. He sent Kakashi to secretly observe. Tiaowu did not take care of him. Since it was Kakashi, it must have been an order from the third generation. For the third generation, he doesn't have much likes or dislikes. I just feel that he is too indecisive and lacks the decisiveness and heart that decision-makers should have. Such people should not hold high positions, and Tuanzang is a good proof. Let's go, my foolish brother. Tiaowu brought Sasuke to the vicinity of Huiying Tower. Uchiha Itachi will definitely pass by after completing the task. They are waiting quietly here. Meanwhile, Kakashi, who received the task not far away, looked at them in confusion. What are they going to do near the Huiying building? On the other side. Don't learn from big brother, you bastard second brother. Sasuke's volume suddenly doubled. Hey, is a weasel enough? Sasuke. Tiaowu still maintains an attitude of being infuriated and not willing to sacrifice his life. It's not like that. Itachi doesn't have such a bad personality as second brother, Sasuke said angrily. Sasuke, you also call him Itachi. When he finds out, his expression will definitely be very exciting. What should I do? I'm looking forward to it, Tiaowu said with a smile. You. Sasuke suddenly stopped before finishing his words. His gaze cast onto Tiaowu, with a hint of pity in his eyes. Second brother, why don't you go all the way? Seeking flowers, seeking evaluation tickets, seeking monthly rewards tickets, seeking everything. Chapter 8. See Naruto again. You are listening at novelfull.audio. What's going on? Why is his gaze so strange? Seeing Sasuke's surprised and pitiful gaze, Wu immediately sensed something was wrong. He put away the smug smile on his face and slowly turned around with a slight stiffness. Six Eyes had clearly told him who the newcomer was. That's really not good. It's still too careless. Although I have seen it, I have never paid attention. Uchiha Itachi's face turned black and he spoke in a low and slow voice. Uchiha, you're really good. Everyone started to bring bad Sasuke. It seems that your usual time is still too abundant, to the extent that you have free time to act recklessly. I will propose to my father to increase your training volume. Is it just an increase in training volume? Tiaowu's eyes lit up and he tried to restrain the corners of his mouth. Sasuke, who was also caught, silently filed a complaint. Second brother, he never trains, extra training is meaningless for him. What has never been trained? This is unfair to him. In terms of ninjutsu, with the blessing of Six Eyes, he can fully recover with just one glance. Even the most suitable method can be found and improved based on the flow traces of energy. For this aspect, he only needs time to continuously accumulate curse power. He found that even curse power can successfully use various ninjutsu techniques. Moreover, with the same energy, the power generated by the curse can even be greater than that of chakra. However, he is not very good at various illusions that require the use of Sharingan. His Six Eyes are mainly focused on exploration rather than illusion. As for physical skills, he is not a melee fighter. Eating too many sweets is not good for teeth, so I asked my mother to keep the limited edition meatballs I sent home. I'll give it to you after you finish training. After hearing Sasuke's words, Itachi continued. Sasuke, my physical fitness has deteriorated recently, and I didn't even notice when I approached you. Let's double the physical training. His voice was faint, and he didn't forget Sasuke beside him. Okay, big brother, Sasuke nodded and silently replied. Hey. Tiaowu became lethargic. His limited edition meatballs have been blown. Big brother. Big brother. A loud voice sounded from a distance. The yellow figure rushed towards them like a whirlwind. What is this? Naruto Vortex. Uchiha Itachi and the nearby hidden Kakashi looked at him. Kakashi on the treetop frowned, unable to see any expression clearly in his eyes. Well, it's troublesome now. How did they come together? Now this distance is the limit to which he can approach Uchiha and his team. If you get any closer, you will be discovered by that sensitive little ghost. Uchiha Itachi, a genius ninja of the Uchiha clan. What should I do? Oh, isn't this Naruto? Tiaowu's smile returned to his face. Big brother, we're meeting again. By the way, you haven't told me your name yet. Naruto spoke to Tiaowu with a bright smile, without any hint of gloom. Wu, my name is Uchiha Wu, and the person on my left is called Uchiha Itachi. Tiaowu curled his lips and answered Naruto's question. Second brother, you won't forget me again, will you? Sasuke waited for a long time, but did not receive his introduction. His cool baby fat is full of dissatisfaction. Ha! So there's another person here. The altitude is too low, I didn't see it. Tiao exclaimed with a sudden realization. The joy of teasing my younger brother is unimaginable. Hey! What does it mean that the altitude is too low? Naruto let out a puzzled sigh. Why is Big Brother laughing so happily? It is the distance at which something rises above sea level, which you can understand as relative height. I didn't expect someone to cooperate with him so well. Tiaowu's face showed a cheerful smile and explained with great joy. He gestured with the heights of the two people around him while speaking, giving off a feeling of being a good teacher. Itachi and Sasuke looked at him tacitly, their eyes calm and dangerous. Ah, I understand, Big Brother. What you just meant was that the guy next to you is short. Naruto happily blurted out that he understood what Big Brother meant. Who are you saying is a dwarf? Stupid. And I'm not that guy, my name is Uchiha Sasuke. After listening to what Naruto said, Sasuke immediately became furious. He's not a dwarf. Seeking flowers, seeking evaluation tickets, seeking monthly rewards tickets, seeking everything. Chapter 9. Lamian Noodles Contest. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Naruto's smile didn't last for 3 seconds when he suddenly realized he had said the wrong thing. I suddenly felt a shattering sensation. This is his first friend. Did you mess up again? Just as he was stuck in a chaotic train of thought, he suddenly heard Sasuke's voice. Stupid. He's not. He is Naruto Vortex. To become Naruto of Hokage in the future. You're the fool. Naruto suddenly retorted loudly. You're the fool. Idiot. Sasuke is not willing to be outdone. Fool. Idiot. Just as they were caught in a cycle of arguments, Uchiha Itachi suddenly spoke up. Sasuke, it's too impolite. My younger brother was so well behaved before, why did he suddenly behave like this? He glanced at Wu and clearly regarded him as the culprit. What? Tiaowu, who was staring coldly at Itachi, felt extremely unjustified in his heart. This time it's not him. Perhaps this is their fate. Upon hearing his elder brother's words, Sasuke also stopped and silently lowered his head. Damn it. Just now, Big Brother saw it all. Everyone blames him, this one is called Naruto. I'm sorry, he whispered. Although he shouldn't be called a fool, who asked him to say he's short first. Naruto, who received the apology, was also at a loss. Well, there's also something wrong with me. He scratched his golden hair and smiled heartily, but his eyes showed envy. They are all called Yuzhibo, they are brothers, right? That's great. This guy named Sasuke is really happy. There are so many people watching him. Well, it's really admirable to have a tacit understanding. Is this a childhood sweetheart? Looking at Naruto with a dim expression, Tiaowu suddenly spoke, with a familiar and bright smile on his face. I am truly a competent and kind-hearted teacher, and I believe that the friends I have befriended will definitely keep Naruto away from troubles and make Sasuke more motivated. Tiaowu secretly praised himself. How could it be, it's not. Naruto took the lead in exclaiming. Second brother, what kind of devil scene are you talking about? Hurry up and take it away. Upon hearing these words, Sasuke felt that his entire body was not doing well. Both of them were suddenly shocked by Tiaowu's words, and they were instantly energized to protest. How could he have such terrible thoughts? Naruto and Sasuke both looked puzzled. Especially Naruto, his filter for Big Brother's first good friend is about to shatter. Big Brother doesn't seem very reliable. Is he really brothers with the two people next to him? How do you feel that the art style is different? Although the boy named Sasuke pulled a bit, he looked very similar to Uchiha Itachi, who looked very calm next to him. They have a similar temperament, all with the same pride and rejection from thousands of miles away. But his older brother has a carefree temperament. With a joyful and unrestrained detachment that seemed to have been absent from work for 10 days. Between the two, he stood out from the crowd. What are you all standing for? Yuzhibo Jishue, who came out of the Huiying building, walked away for a short time and found a group of 4 parked by the roadside in silence. Stop water. Yuzhibo Itachi's expression relaxed slightly and he said calmly. Hi, Itachi. After Jishue greeted Itachi, he began to focus his gaze on the remaining 3 people. Naruto Vortex. He could tell Naruto's identity at a glance. He looks almost identical to the 4th generation Huoyinbo Feng Shui men. And Tiaowu next to him also knew about it. After all, he is still very popular among the younger generation of Uchiha, how could he not know? As for the remaining one, it should be Itachi's adorable and well-behaved younger brother, Uchiha Sasuke. Hi, hello. I'm Jishue, Yuzhibo Jishue. After introducing himself, Jishue began to listen to Itachi's introduction to them. Sure enough, it's as I guessed. Hello. The other three people paid their respects to the water stop seriously. Suddenly, Naruto asked Tiaowu. By the way, big brother, do you still remember that day? The day we were together at the Lamian Noodles shop. Yes, how's it going? Tiaowu looked over in confusion. What? Naruto suddenly mentioned this. The Lamian Noodles contest is about to start. Let's go and join it. Naruto continued. It seems that my older brother was also looking forward to this game before. Lamian Noodles contest. Is this an early start? Tiaowu pondered for a moment and asked curiously. This competition format should not easily change the time. I don't know either, it seems there will be changes in the next 2 days, so we need to start early. Naruto couldn't say why, he only knew that the game could be played early, which was very pleasing. Lamian Noodles, Lamian Noodles. He can finally eat his favorite Lamian noodles. Uchiha Itachi, on the other hand, has a clearer understanding of the inside story. In a few days, Kiba will start a small-scale war, and perhaps because of this, the previous time is no longer suitable. Are you all going? Sasuke asked hesitantly. Of course, let's come together, Sasuke. Tiaowu's face flashed with a wicked smile. Your big brother will also go over, he added to the weight. Big brother. I'll go take a look too. Sasuke unexpectedly chose to agree. Tiaowu smiled contentedly upon hearing the words. Thank you all for your support, I hope everyone can enjoy it. The author will definitely work hard to update.